server.
To answer your question, Grizz, they are just now level 9, and it's not actually level 14 or session 14. It's session 14 that's been streamed. This game has been going for like 3 years. Little less than that, but yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, like 2 years.
Bryce's anniversary was like a month ago.
Yeah, 2 years, give or take. They are level 9, and that was with a lot of skipping too. Like there was a lot of missed sessions in between.
Whoa, there was a whole. I think we started like what, level 3, and then we did the restart at level 5.
Yeah.
And that's where like we were.
Was it
like,
5? I want to say it was
restart,
4.
Restart was 5.
Restart was 5.
Because in the beginning it was like when we were testing the waters, we started at level 3. We cleared the fucking cave and made it to Sahim village, and then went to Levatine, where we fought that the boss/mini boss, and we got up to level 4. And then we did the whole bunch of cult shit, and then
Yeah.
Treston wanted to join. Bryce got a restart.
No, Trey
I
wanted
had
to
just
join.
got.
You already in
No. Treston
No.
wanted to join. This is
because
Treston was playing Theodore.
Character.
I had just got Percy.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing
Switched over.
Theodore O'Quinn.
Bryce wanted his restart and Frisk wanted to join, so you were like, fuck it. We're going to do this a little early. Everyone's level 5. And that was the official restart.
Yeah, I got you now. I got you. So 5 to 9 in 2 years, with a good bit of missed sessions. So take that time frame with a grain of salt.
Yeah, there were some complications.
So,
Like that, I think as a collective,
The biggest.
we've missed about 10.
no, I set a record last night. I had 26 separate viewers, an average of what was it, 3.7 viewers,
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
with
3.7.
a peak of 9 at a time.
Nice.
Wow, good for you.
So at one point I had 9 viewers. Also, I don't know why the
Colin,
chat
make
is
your
so
chat-
large.
Yeah, make your chat.
Why is it
small.
so big? What is going on?
It was like that last night too. I didn't want to say anything about it.
You
By
could
the way,
have.
area
Why is the
command?
font size 60?
It's going to take me 3
Because you
minutes
can't
to
read.
install.
You're blind.
I really can't.
Yeah.
Can we try better?
That's way better.
That's way better.
But we had like so
Understood.
many things to kind of railroad our DM, but
Bro.
one was on purpose because
Dude, when your party railroads you into not doing your story, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, timeout. We're not going to count Aquila. That's
Yeah.
not fair.
What,
That
Grizz?
one was a collective of, okay, Bryce is gonna be gone for like 6 months. We don't want to carry on the story without him, so we're gonna beat this bitch with a baseball
for
bat,
anyone
okay?
confused in chat, one of the biggest railroads our players did, us as players did, was one of our buddies was heading out.
Roads
because
closed.
He's in the military, but it wasn't roads
Closed,
closed.
yes sir.
But
Why are you here? Road's closed. What's your name? Percy. Last name? I'm a bastard. I don't have one. Okay. Walks off.
but
Okay. Fuck, it's not easy, I guess. It really
was
went
my
like
stream.
that.
Now-
You're a bitch.
it's my stream now.
Grizz, you're a bitch.
But anyway, since he was heading out for a couple of months, we were like, man, we don't really want to do the main story without him. So we decided, hey, Colin, fuck you.
You say we decided? It was literally me and Michael, with both of us I was at his house in the chair. He was on the bed. We both had Dos Equis. I looked at him and said, "Hey, Bryce is leaving too, did he?" And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Fuck, that means Devin's gonna come home and pester the shit out of us." He's like, "Oh fuck, you're right." I was like, "Oh wait, Bryce isn't gonna be here for D&D either." And he's
Oh,
like, "Oh,
man.
you're right." And I was like, "Oh wait, you know what? You wanna fuck with Colin?"
Yeah,
And
we
he was
talked
like,
about it with me
yeah,
and
what do
Trey.
you
Yeah.
mind? I was like, dude, we have a house that can just go anywhere. I made my character avidly not drink, but we can make an exception for a celebration.
If he gets drunk,
Yeah.
He doesn't know what
And
he's
I
doing.
just take the house somewhere we're not supposed to be. And ta-da, welcome to Akela.
Welcome to the beach episode.
Where none of this is technically happening, but it is.
yeah. It is happening because there is stuff going on with Flawed on the opposite side of the world right
That's where
now.
The
story
main
is.
story is currently paused for the beach episode. While we're kind of spicing things in there to keep it interesting.
Episode.
Some people have to go back and forth every now and then.
Tiger,
Yeah.
can you wear a bikini in the beach episode?
No.
Please?
Can it be a
What if I
maid?
buy you
Can it
one?
be a
Can I
maid
buy you
themed
one?
bikini?
I already
If I
did.
buy you one?
Look, listen.
Tiger, if I buy you one, will
What?
you wear it?
What,
Tiger,
Tiger?
if I buy you one.
The opportunity in Levantine came up. I was like, I didn't think it would be this early for me to do this, but it's still pretty fucking funny. So why not? It's a good idea. So I had dress as a maid, sneak into the noble district. It was a good idea.
It
It
was
doesn't make
funny.
sense to just have one of them walk up.
It was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
And it has stuck.
You're now the
And I don't like that.
I wouldn't either. I'm glad it's you, not me.
Out of the three
Please.
characters I've played,
I'll buy it.
2 of them have worn maid outfits and are guys. And then there's Marcos fucking Dontoya, who is hands down my favorite out of all of them. Percy can fall in a hole.
You almost made
I am
Marcus
eager
do something like
for this
very
guy to die.
sad.
I am patiently awaiting the death of Percival.
The death of Percival will only happen if he's wearing a bikini.
No.
Black and
Yes.
white, black with white frills.
I'm not gonna avidly force it to happen,
Please.
but when it happens, I'm not gonna be mad.
Dude, I love Percy. Percy's a great character.
Dude, if it
Everyone
doesn't
likes
happen,
Percy
Tiger's
except
just
me.
gonna sit
Except
there
Percy.
just fuming.
Yeah.
Colin's like, okay, we're wrapping up this campaign. Percy's still alive.
I'm not gonna ask that. I'm not gonna ask it for that. I'm not doing it. Grizz, you can't make me.
Ask what? What got asked?
He's asking you to ask. He's asking me to ask the word WHY. Shit.
Why?
I spelled it.
Why I don't like him?
I spelled it, and it has the letter that's literally just the word.
You should have what you.
You said what?
He did the guess what chicken butt earlier, and he just said guess why. No!
What?
Ignore Grizz. You have no balls. I have a massive schlong with massive balls. From Chariot 5.
Dick. No balls. And probably no black hole either, because this guy feeds on radiation.
6 viewers, we ain't even started yet. We're still waiting. Where's my music? Why is my music not playing?
Where's? Never mind.
Oh no, I haven't turned
'cause
my
I
music
posted-
on.
Colin, I posted the
forget we
link
have
in like
audio.
15 servers.
Awesome. We're getting there.
You're
We're getting
welcome.
there. Why
Get
is
all
music
the
not
cards
playing?
Huber type shit.
Where is music? Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Town calm. There we go. Whoa, that's
I'm gonna
loud.
make chicken noodle soup
Ah,
for
that's
the-
loud. And it's double playing. There.
All I gotta say is I'm waiting for one thing and one thing only, and when that thing happens, I'm content. Percy
Your
no
mom?
longer has to
Love
die.
you guys.
Oh.
I love
At that
everybody in chat. Oh,
And Colin set me up.
you can
perfectly
pull it
for
up and
so
mute the.
It's
Yeah, I already have.
You already did? Okay,
I'm
sweet.
I'm one of those
happy.
viewers.
Sweet. So,
Isn't that right?
thanks,
Colin?
Grizz. What? Hey,
There, I
Luna.
said there's one one thing I'm really excited for.
You're so late on saying hello to Luna.
What are you excited for,
Say
Tiger?
Hello.
The one thing you set me up for so perfectly that we made a joke about in like the very beginning and then never brought it up again.
My brain is
And you
stupid.
Colin
set me
doesn't
up
have
Message-
a memory.
perfectly,
Message me.
perfectly for it.
Message
I
me.
mean, like, I gave you the pretenses beforehand, like a year prior, and then here it is. The stars have aligned. I'm in the kitchen right now. I'll message you.
Okay.
Lay it back.
Yeah.
You should know
I
what I'm
didn't see
talking
your
about.
message, and I can't see the users in chat list unless I click it, and it closes the chat for me.
I almost got a spoon for my chicken noodle soup.
A spoon.
Eat your chicken
You have a
noodle soup
spoon?
with a fork?
He
Oh,
said
really?
spoon.
I thought it was a butter knife, Treston. Thank you for
I ate
clarifying that.
I ate my chicken noodle soup with a spoon.
You're
No,
a
I
sick
thought he
freak.
was saying. I thought he's saying, oh, basically I took it like he purposely left the spoon and like got a fork instead. I thought he said he eats it with a fork.
Oh God.
I
I
do
hope
eat chicken
not.
noodle soup with a fork. What's? Do you not?
I ate it with a spoon.
And you're mentally challenged. I'm sorry
Hold
about
on.
it.
Hold on. Question.
Homie, I
Hold on.
didn't use
No. Are you using the Campbell's chicken noodle soup with the really long noodles, or are you eating?
Yes, the long noodle.
No. Okay. Yes, with a fork. However,
Okay.
I eat chunky brand. The Campbell's chunky. You gotta have that a spoon for that.
Hey, there's Chunky. He's dead.
He's dead.
Dude, go.
Chunky's
Chunky's
dead.
Chunky. Oh. What was Chunky's cause of death again? Wasn't it like
He's
a
dead.
drive-by shooting?
No,
I
they
think
never
you're-
explain it. He's dead.
I thought it.
I think.
I think it was
No,
a
no, no.
drive-by shooting.
Yeah, I think Chunky
I
died
really
in a
do. I
drive-by.
think that's what it was.
Wikipedia.
His
article.
coconut gun. It shoots in spurts. I fucking thought
It
the word.
fires and spurs.
Shut up. I haven't listened to the
I
song
whispered it
in
to you,
months.
Colin.
You whispered it to me? Oh shit.
I whispered it to you.
Oh god, why am I at the top of the
But,
list?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a pathway for that. However, I'm unsure if that's gonna turn
Is
out.
Michael gonna show up again?
Oh, it's
Like
happening.
He went to Dollar General. As
said-
soon as he gets back, we're start.
he
Oh, he was
said,
just, like,
the
down
Dollar
the
General
street
down
from
the street.
Dollar Street.
It's
Yeah.
not far from him, but
Well-
they also might be busy or something. You know.
It's traffic.
You have 6
Because
years.
it's right next to Highway 80.
I do. Oh, I just dropped a 5 on my screen, but. Hey
Your
Luna,
mom.
I don't know who Have This 2 is. I think. I mean, look.
It's,
Valcrum, Ben's here.
Hey.
You know which one's
It's-
me.
it's right off the highway, but it's like right next to a McDonald's and a Sonic, and it's like
Yeah, it's hard to get into.
Yeah.
But,
it's hard to get out of.
What's up?
I was about to say something. Like I genuinely don't. I at one point ate chicken noodle soup like out of the can. I did not use anything.
You didn't heat it up?
Nice.
No.
I ate
No,
cold
dude.
That's
ravioli
disgusting.
once.
Hey!
Out of the can.
Michael's back.
Why?
Michael, stream is live. Watch what you say.
Bro.
That's all I gotta say.
Chat.
Yeah, you can
If
say
don't-
that.
If you don't heat up the butter knife in the microwave to cut the butter, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, right? Right? I agree.
Yes, 'cause-
100%. Go do it right now. Go do it right now. Don't
yes.
explain it.
That's how you
Go
fix
do
the
it.
problem.
Go do it right now.
That's how you heat up your butter knife, bro. Throw it in the microwave.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
Oh, is
put it in
my
the microwave.
oh no, never mind. Thought my fucking name was still gonna be fucking what was it, Lorenzo Fettuccine? Continuity.
No, you just corkscrew.
Okay. Just corkscrew. Imagine living in Arkansas. This post was made by Iowa Gang. I've lived in Iowa. Thank you very much. Council
Fuck
Bluffs.
Iowa.
Iowa's
Iowa's
real?
Iowa's real.
You're not real, Grizz.
I
Get
thought
out.
I thought you were talking about Ohio. Ohio
Yeah, I
doesn't
wanna
exist.
know-
Real.
Ohio doesn't exist. The only
See-
place in Ohio that exists is Columbus, Ohio.
What I need to
No,
know about Iowa.
time out. You
draws
can't say that because
people to go
Cleveland
live.
is very real and is very much a problem.
Look, I want to know what draws people to live in Iowa.
For us, it was a casino.
He cut out
I
so
feel that.
much. I think the
It was a
Iowan
casino.
government fucking took him out though.
It was a casino. My dad went up and opened up the horseshoe up in Council Bluffs in Omaha.
The fucking you talk about Iowa, you talk good about Iowa. The Iowa police come around and kill you.
There is no problems in Iowa.
There is
are
no
no crabs in the
war.
Joust map.
Shut the fuck up. There are
No
crabs.
in the-
I don't know if
There
there's.
are
I don't
no
think
crabs.
there are crabs.
There are no crabs.
I
on the
don't
There are
Conquest
think-
no
map.
crabs in the Joust map.
Crabs in the Joust map.
I
There
don't
are no
think
crabs.
there are crabs in this joust map,
I
but
don't
there
think so.
are crabs in the conquest map.
There are no
There are
crabs
no
in the
crabs
game.
in the Conquest map.
Yeah, there
There
are.
are no
There is
crabs
a
in
crab.
the game.
There is a crab.
there's-
It's so cute.
There's a
There's
couple
crab
crabs. There,
skin. There's a crab
no,
brave
there's
skin.
also a couple
Crab.
crabs behind the oracles.
Yes, crab.
Yep.
Crab.
Creme brulee.
Crab brulee.
Crab
Alright.
brulee.
Crab brulee.
Alright,
Can
come
someone,
on.
Tiger? Can you like
My
learn
dog
how to
will
make
put
that
down.
crab brulee?
So realistically,
Put sugar on a crab and blowtorch that bitch. What do you
That's
mean?
crab brulee. What the fuck? You just sprinkle
Bruh.
granulated sugar on a crab and just fucking take a flamethrower to it. Crab brulee. There you go.
Crab brulee.
Money!
Alrighty. So, this session's gonna be a little limited in its scope, because one, Trey is not here. We decided to play D&D with Will and the guys from Western Winds. Grizz, you're one of them. Yesterday, so we did not get to have our main game. Therefore, Treveon has stepped out for this week. God.
I have
And
one question.
yes.
For some reason, I have on the bottom left of my screen, I can make an acrobatics roll for Percival, and I want it to go away.
Right click it.
It's not an accident.
Can you right click it to delete it?
Right click is to rename or change the color.
Can you move it?
Michael, this is your.
I do not know how to
Chicago.
remove them. You might be able to go to settings, and there might be a way to
Right
like.
click.
Okay, I think I have to shut up now. Goodbye.
If you get rid of
Bye.
my character sheet from Michael, it might
Yeah,
go
take
away.
away
Fuck
his
you, Mike.
character sheet.
That might
There he
solve
is.
it. It may or may not.
We'll see.
We hope.
It did not.
I just saved. I just saved it.
It did not.
click it.
Refresh your
Alright,
page.
well, let me refresh my page.
Still there?
I'm refreshing still. It's still there.
Okay. Well, I guess you can make an acrobatics roll.
No ability was found.
Stop
Face plant.
spamming it! Oh no! No!
Until you can help me
Wait, hold on.
fix
How do I do
it.
that? Can I actually hold on a sec?
I don't know how to fix that problem. We can figure it out later. It's not a terrible problem, I don't think. It's not very big, is it?
It's 25% on my screen.
Are you serious?
No.
Serious?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I was about to say.
Oopsie!
God damn. Oopsie. I made an oopsie whoopsie.
I forgot how I did that. I'm gonna be honest.
Grandpa? Not now. Alright, so.
Cockroaches!
I'm doing something. Anyways. This session will be a bit limited. We are short one player. And we're also technically short a second player. As Flawed is not with the party, he is elsewhere.
Stupid
I have
bitch.
joined the DM in his dimension.
Not quite, but we'll get there. So, with that, last time, your party successfully murdered a 13-year-old priestess.
Hold on, time out.
Gork successfully murdered
There you go.
a 13-year-old head priestess of the town of Sakura, who, by your knowledge, had been reincarnating herself for years, hundreds of years, and had made a small area in which her people could prosper and be bountiful off of her premonition powers and her ability to see the future and give advantageous effects to those around her and those that are her friends, her allies, her people. Afterward, when Gork had finally finished her off, a beast appeared from within her own skin, a transformation of some form of draconic soul taken form, in which a kaiju battle ensued, barely scraping by near the end for some of you, able to bring the beast down. You made your way out of the temple, unnoticed, unseen, and went about your way. Corkscrew, you wished to either deal with, hide, or take care of your original purpose for coming here in the first place. Gabrielle, the woman who had escaped the Chudoku family up north from Elentia. After meeting back up with her and a couple failed rolls and one very successful intimidation check from Eyoh, she agreed to come along with you to hide in the Duloc Mansion for the time being, as it is technically a separate plane, and it is difficult to track people in the separate plane. Give me just a moment. What's up?
I just want to tell you I rolled your clothes over and
I heard the
maybe
word
like
snow
20
cones.
minutes, it'll be done.
Okay.
In the middle of your thing.
Snow
What
cone?
kind of smell?
Micah,
We moved it.
Like
What's up,
fog.
Bruce?
mine's a police officer.
That's copyrighted.
police
I'm gonna have
officer?
to IP ban
ask you
you.
to shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna
Okay.
IP ban you from every Discord
All right,
server.
good luck, Bruce.
This is when I watch my parents die forever.
Yeah.
I plant my penis
You
in the
want to
corridor.
go with us?
Not right now.
He's talking to friends on the computer. He's talking to friends. Come on.
I disable his camera
I'll-
for Is that something I can
I'll
do?
just lay your clothes
Yeah,
out
I
in
think
the-
you can.
I can come get him.
Okay.
Oh. I gave his camera back and he stopped it.
All right. Sorry. So, successful intimidation check from Eyoh. She agreed to go back to your separate plane, your demi-plane of the Duloc Mansion. Afterward, you spent the better part of a week prepping, deciding where to go, and leveling up to 9. It is now morning, beginning of the week, of the next week proper. You still have about 1 full month until your house is prepared to teleport once more. So, waking up early, coming downstairs, I would assume, Percival, Corkscrew, as well as Eyoh and Leave. What do you do?
So we get going? Huh? Indo? Suko? Go up north? I'd recommend going to Suko.
You know the place, I don't.
Is that where we're going?
What we's trying to do, yeah. Didn't you want to get a job from me family, right?
Well, Eyoh pipes up. Well, we could. That is definitely one of our options. I'm really just looking to see if this dagger connection could give me more information.
Well,
But
Well, we still have time to kill.
that's,
indeed.
you could ask him about it. Just gotta go ask him.
Well, they are the ones who sent the other group towards us, towards the same item.
My family?
To clarify, they're the ones who sold the information of where this relic was located to Blackbeak, Astran.
Well, one of them ran away. One of them is currently still at the bottom of the sea. Another one supposedly left with our friend, and the other one owes me dinner. So, I don't think we have much to worry about.
Well, if you want that dinner, and if you want your information, and leave if you want, I don't fucking know, we go to Elentia.
Sounds great.
Sounds good to me.
But I'll leave it up to you. On foot Or by boat?
Boat.
Foot is longer.
So Suko, then. Okay, so then foot then. Nagasaki.
Foot is longer. We go to Suko, I would assume.
Well, so Suko then. Lead the way. Oh wait, no. I'll lead the
You
way.
haven't answered the fucking question.
What's the question?
What's longer to do? Walk or take a ship? I personally want to take a ship. Because walking sounds
Painful.
like it sucks.
Well, it's more like what's less dangerous? Boat's definitely it. Oh, it's costly. It's very costly.
I
Actually.
think we have the money.
If you do,
Let's not say that.
it could get you a stowaway position. Anyways, we'll talk about it on the way. Let's head to Suko. We're gonna have to go by the way of Indo. That means going south to the very bottom of the continent.
What's wrong with cutting
What
through
a
the
walk.
mountains?
Do you want to do
That
that?
just sounds like a bad idea.
I mean, we can do that.
Well, you know the terrain.
I don't know this terrain
Hmm.
very well. How about this is my first time here, actually.
Great. A guide that's never been here before.
It's all kind of the same, isn't it? Same continent.
Can be.
Let's just do that then. I like the mountain idea. Could be treasure, you know, ghouls and goblins and shit.
Or like death and destruction, maybe?
That seems to follow you
Somehow.
no matter where you go, so I don't really think it fucking matters,
Exactly. In the
Now
mountains.
let's go
are
the
home to
mountain
more
way.
dangerous- Okay, fine.
right? Well, fuck it. I guess we'll do the old this.
the Skyrim method.
Yeah, the old Skyrim method.
All right. So, doing so, on one hand, for the sake of brevity, and for the sake of having only 2 live players that have characters in this group of 4, you're making your way straight towards Suko through the mountains, correct?
See.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so for that, we're gonna make this a skill challenge instead.
Can I ask a simple but relevant question?
What would that be?
I thought about this over the week. Can I put a This is a lot for me. I need you to give me a sec. Can I
Okay.
put a conjure elemental charge in my ring of storing?
What level is the spell?
5,
5, and the ring of spell storing has how many slots?
6.
6.
There's one slot taken up.
There's
right
a
now by an
single,
unknown spell.
yes, there's a single level 1 spell slot stuck in there that you don't know. So yes, you can charge that before you leave.
You should walk outside, point it at a tree, and use it.
I've literally thought about using that, but in the same sentence, I don't know. Yeah,
You don't want to
what,
use
fuck
it in
let's do that.
combat because, like,
Let's do that.
what if it's like in?
Are you gonna
power,
do this on the
like,
Are you gonna do this on the last day, or would you like to have done it through the week?
Last day. As soon as we walk out the house, like, oh fuck, you know what? Let me get rid of this. I'm just gonna blow it into a fucking tree, I guess. See what happens.
Like Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I need you to turn around, Treston.
I've had this
Uh-huh.
ring since like when? I
Yep.
don't even know how long I had it. I keep forgetting about it.
You found it, Nurek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had 2 spells. One was level 1, level 2, and I used the level 2 one. And a fucking tentacle came out of nowhere, and I swacked a guy once. That was it.
Okay.
Just one meaty. that was it.
Okay.
That was the whole fucking thing.
So, hold on. You're just using it at such a random time.
I keep fucking forgetting about it. I don't want to use it in combat. I don't know what it is.
Tiger, you make your way outside as you leave. Eyoh kind of taking a little bit of point, already outside, moving about through his day. and the rest of you walk out. You
The new butler.
Saying goodbye to
waving goodbye to Gork Jr.
and Gabrielle.
and Gabrielle, the new maid of the house. Your butler and maid. A lot of butlers and
steal
maids
her?
this week.
Can we
For
steal
real?
her? Just when we come back, just don't tell her, just leave with her.
That's up to you guys.
Let's just do it.
That is completely up to you guys. Because realistically, if she's in the house and you write your name in the book or write the location, what's she gonna do? Leave?
Walk out the front
To be
door,
entirely
Charlie.
honest, we might forget about her, and like that's just gonna be like a thing. And I guarantee
Just
we're gonna
come
be like,
back.
oh, cool. The house is recharged, and then we're gonna leave, and then someone's gonna bring it up. And
Yeah,
like,
like
what
a
about her?
session or two
And it's
later,
gonna be
we were like,
awful.
don't we have Gabrielle in the house?
All right.
My character has no idea
Back
about
to
this
it.
person.
Back to it. You walk outside, and before or after you charged your thing, just curious, as a DM. Before?
You would have been through the week.
One slot left on this Ring of Spell Storing. As if you remember, you felt something off about the spells when you identified. It didn't allow you to see what the spells were. And you cast the spell, unknowing what the consequences would be. And immediately you feel this weight on your shoulders for a moment. And then this thick black liquid begins to stream from the top of the ring. Slowly, thick, viscous, almost like an oil. As it lands on the ground and begins to form a small shape and move somewhat.
Oh my god, it's alive.
And then you see it jerk and twitch and wiggle and just awkward, inhuman movement as this creature begins to form in front of you with thick, oily skin that solidifies slightly. A big row of sharp teeth. This little thing's maybe 2 foot tall. It's got inhuman bug.
Fucking booger, or whatever it's called from all this.
No, it's got inhuman bug-like eyes that stick out on the top of its head. Thick, black, oily skin. Row of sharp teeth, as I said before, as it looks up to you expectantly, waiting for something.
Tell him to guard the house.
Oh, cute. I think. Is it a fucking boggle?
No, it is
That
different.
little shit?
The boggle was vaguely humanoid. This creature is more like a very
Slug.
disgusting slug dog that is not from this plane.
I'm gonna
Tell
just
us
very
to-
gingerly
Tell
reach
him
down
to
and
wreak
pick it
havoc
up.
and stop
It
the
is looking at you. It is looking at you, waiting for something.
Tell us to go to
Can you
Sakura and wreak
speak?
havoc.
You know? Ooh, okay, don't do that again. You know what? I guess just hop on Leaves back and we'll figure something out for you.
Is that what you tell it to do?
Yeah.
Leave kind of watching this happen, like, what is this new spell? Oh, as it like runs over to him, bouncing like almost like a little rabbit or something, as it leaps onto his back and sits there. The slime and oil of its skin, you can see it running down and beginning to stain the back of Leaves' leather armor. Oh.
I don't know how long it's gonna last.
As of now, you have a little black, oily creature that is with
So like
you.
the Venom symbiote?
Very similar, but it is a full creature and not some like amorphous thing. It seems to still have some structure.
Well,
It is there at the moment. And even as it jumps on his back, it seems to still keep eyes on you, Percy, expectantly.
that's cool, I think.
What is this? Percy, what did you do?
If I knew, I wouldn't be so concerned. You know what?
Why is this thing on my back?
Hey,
You just can't even.
I bet it's got a name. What? Look. Its name looks like a Trevor. Let's call him Trevor.
No. You know what? I'm gonna stick with the chant, Gorpa with a P.
Right. Hey, Gorp, as
You know,
Leave goes to, like, move a hand towards it, you see it snap towards him. He moves his hand back, and then the creature then turns its eyes back to you, Percy.
Can you like
And
wrap
seems to be
yourself
looking.
around my arm or something like a?
Why don't you
Like
just learn
a-
to fucking follow us?
Is
Why
that-
does it have to be wrapped around you? You're
Does it look like
weird.
it goes that quick?
Is that what you ask it to do?
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
As you
have
say
ever-
that, it slides off of Leave's back, leaving a long trail of black oil. As it leaps its way over towards you, leaps up almost inhumanly and animal-like, and clatches onto your arm, and you can feel its skin moving and just abnormally as it just latches there, and its eyes are still trained on you, as if waiting for something.
This might be cool. And I'm gonna
Do
look
you
at another
want it
tree.
to wrap around you? Why
Uh-huh.
don't you just...
Oh, shut the hell up! Watch and learn. I'm gonna look at that same tree I was gonna cast it on,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna say, "All right, go!" And I'm gonna fling it towards the tree.
You know,
Like
throw it towards the
Captain
tree?
America shield.
Okay, you throw it towards the
Fuck that
tree.
up.
You see...
Fuck that tree up.
Alright, make a strength check. Because it's still kind of a heavy creature. It's you're basically throwing a ball of oil.
Oh. 12.
12, you said? I'd say
Better
that's
than 10.
I'd say that's enough. You rolled a 13. -1.
Better than 10.
Yeah, better than 10. I'd say you throw this creature that's latched onto your arm like Captain America shield. It flies towards the tree, and as it lands and hits the tree, you see its body stretch. Almost like elastic, or like what's that slime putty, you know, from like when we were like in 3rd grade or whatever. As it stretches,
Like,
Silly putty?
yeah.
yeah, as it stretches around the tree slightly and snaps back to its shape, as he falls back to the ground, you can see black marks and lines all over where he landed into the tree. As it turns back to you and runs back, doesn't seem to have damaged anything, and then jumps up back onto your arm and looks back at you. These huge bug eyes. If you want to know what the eyes look like, if you know the paralysis creature, the paralysis creatures from Dark Souls, the things that aren't actually their eyes but that sit on top of their head, you know.
Yeah, those
It's
frog.
Yeah, the
lizard-looking
frog, the
motherfuckers.
lizard frog looking things. Yeah, that's
You know what?
that's how their eyes look. If you know what I'm
I think
talking about.
starting to like you. And, well, I have an idea. If he's still around for longer than like an hour or so, and we need him, leave. You can throw him at people's face and blind them. Other than that, I have no idea what the fuck.
I
you
would
do.
prefer not to
Yeah.
touch this creature again.
It's not that bad.
It's pretty gross. Do you smell it? Oh,
Look, now that you mention it, that's a little bit rude.
Look, Trevor's a
I'm gonna-
good boy. Trevor's not gonna hurt nobody.
Can I try to feed it a cracker?
you're trying to feed it a
Or
cracker.
like a,
All right.
yeah.
All right, so
I don't know.
just for the sake of brevity, walking and talking, you begin to try to feed this
Yeah.
creature. Pretty much anything you give it over the course of your 2-3 hour walk to get to the outside of the town, back on the main road, the only road out of here. It takes a while. It eats pretty much anything. You hand it crackers, leaves, a stick. You don't know where it puts it all, but it eats it.
Cool. This is,
To that
you
point,
know,
for the 2 hours to get back to town, doesn't disappear. If you fling it off, or for some reason it has to jump off your arm, it keeps eyes on you, still seeming to wait for something.
Tell Trevor to go fetch something.
I don't think that's his purpose.
Hey,
Are you
Trevor,
like a familiar?
go fetch a fish.
You say that, Corkscrew? Trevor seems to not react to you. He hears you. You can see it move to when you speak.
Does it know its name
I-
is Trevor?
I think I'm just gonna wait it out, and he'll do something in the time of need. That's gonna be one of those things.
But why are you wearing it on your arm?
Because I don't want people to notice it, and I feel like this is just more accepted. And,
An ugly ass dog.
It
Yeah.
looks like you're wearing like vomit on your arm. That's more
Well,
noticeable,
you know,
than just a dog.
I don't think people are gonna question it. Versus if we had it on the ground moving, because to that case in point, I feel like that
I
would.
think you just have a really weird fetish for weird shit on your fucking body.
You know,
I know for a fact that isn't comfortable.
surprisingly, it is.
I
You're
must
like-
ask
weird.
as a player,
You're
does
Even
it
like,
smell
weird.
really bad?
It feels like a mud bath. After a while, you just kind of get like, fills in all the cracks and pores.
You're weird. That's just weird, man.
You keep talking shit, and you'll be wearing them next.
I must
I'll
ask as a
fucking
player,
murder him.
does this creature smell?
I doubt
like,
little
really
fucking
bad?
Trevor is all that tough. He's level 1 spell. In a ring. That you found somewhere.
Exactly.
As you're making
He's still
fun of him and putting him down, you do hear him randomly going towards you.
He does have feelings, obviously.
Trevor, fuck his feelings. He's useless. Let's just keep going.
But he does not disappear. Another point. Making your way through town, no one seems the wiser. Corkscrew, can you make a perception check for me?
I can indeed.
Or
Okay, hold on. None the wiser about him or the murder.
the murder specifically.
Okay.
The thing that you would probably be more worried about walking back through this town. A natural one. I will say with your passive perception, you do notice that the guards seem a little on edge. But even the ones that know your faces, you see a couple that you've recognized. None of them are approaching you, and none of them seem to be mentioning what happened. No one seems to be talking about it.
One of them things. You know?
To be fair, there's also the body of a dragon down there.
Doubt they even know that. They can't go down there.
You never know.
Well, no, I did. I guess I
You did
did
leave a
mark the
fucking note,
fucking door.
Dick ass.
Wasn't a note. It's just, a go fuck you card.
Yeah, excellent work.
Hey, you're getting stabbed for it now, so it's all good.
All right. Making your way out of town. You begin the trek towards and over the mountains. With that in mind, as you're making your way through the forest, the pink leaves of the cherry blossoms begin to fade and shift to the greens and browns of late fall, early winter. As you make your way towards the peaks. On about the third day, you're able to see the mountains in the distance, reaching high up. And now that you're closer to them, for the first time, Eyoh and Percy and Leave. These mountains are not like the mountains you're used to. These mountains are thinner than the mountains you have back home. in Royavim on Irisa. They're almost karst-like, tall, spindly peaks that reach to the sky. As you make your way towards them, a fog begins to dampen on your last day before reaching the mountains. To that case, you've never been here before, and there does not seem to be a clear path from here on out. So who is taking point?
Just because of this situation and the location, I'm gonna have Buckle.
Buckle up in the air. Okay. So, with that in mind, Buckle will make a perception check. Who is taking point on foot?
Guess that'd be me, huh?
All right. That will be a survival check. You need 3 successes to pass, and a failure will result in some complication that has to be overcome with a separate roll. So if you could please roll a perception check for Buckle. Now that we already have a survival check.
Old reliable.
Oh my god. Why does he roll so much better than you?
I have no fucking clue.
He rolls so, he has the most nat 20s, I think.
I really do think either him or me.
Look,
You don't-
all of
you don't
Percy's
have-
luck goes into Buckle.
All of Percy's lost
No, no,
luck
no.
goes into Buckle and Big Al.
Buckle is Percy. Let's just
Big
get that out of
Al.
the way.
Now.
Hold on, I'm scrolling through my pages.
Technically, Big Al wasn't luck. That was bad luck. But luckily, lower is better.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, your first day is completely successful. As you make progress, beginning to enter the smallest bits of the mountains, as the shortest ones rise around you. Tall, spire-like rock formations. You haven't seen these before, Percy. It's new. Plants, you see foxes jumping between small trees that have grown off the sides of these mountains. You see birds, owls, and other creatures that live out in these wilds. As you come to the first night, all seems calm. Much better than your first night here, or first couple nights, with those strange ghost-like creatures with the large stomachs that had attacked you.
Fucking what?
The ghost-like creatures with the extruded stomachs that you first fought, the Gaki, your first combat in Aquila, when you found Gabrielle and met Corkscrew.
Why?
Did you forget those descriptions? Yeah. They would eat they kept eating their own kind and getting bigger.
Yeah, though.
Yeah. Little side note for those, the lore behind them is they're ghosts of hunger. So when they eat, they get bigger, but they're always hungry no matter what. That's why they got the big stomachs.
Emphasis on the sin gluttony.
Yeah. It's kind of what they are. Anyways. Your first day comes to a close. Not a problem. It's a calm night. It's a new space. Leave seems a little on edge, but he's been like that basically since you got here to Aquila. It's just you're now in a calm travel state rather than a rush travel state, so you're noticing it a little bit more. Eyoh is... Let me roll something for Eyoh, actually.
Probably eating shit off the ground.
I need to make a roll for Eyoh. I'm going to whisper it to myself. Interesting. Who would be on watch on the first night?
Me.
You?
So,
You?
so I can take it, yeah.
Mhm, okay. At one point... Hold on.
Why not?
Yeah, what's up?
They're done when you can get to them. I put them on airflow.
Got it. Thank you. In the middle of the night, on your watch, moving forward. I'm sorry, I got distracted. Let me restart. Eyoh made a roll. In the middle of your watch, you hear noises coming from where Eyoh is sleeping. And as you begin to notice it and train your eyes that direction, you see him leap forward in the middle of his slumber, and eyes wake up. You see a bead of sweat drooling down his brow as he turns towards you. I'm good. I'm good. As he looses a deep sigh and tries to go back to sleep.
Does he go back to sleep?
Eventually. And then nothing else comes from him throughout the rest of that night. Is there anything you what?
I did inform Leave of the Artoria dream, right?
You did not, I don't think. Because you went and screamed, right? You never said anything. Okay.
I thought like the next morning I would have told him.
Okay. So, at least in terms of character interaction, at this point, this creature is still with you. As you wake up on this first day through the mountains. This creature is still attached to you, or walking beside you, watching you, waiting expectantly for something. As you wake up this morning, gather your things, and begin to move on. Is there anything you wish to do?
I'd like to try something.
What?
I'd like to try something.
Okay, what are you going to try?
I'm going to look at it, and in Abyssal, I'm going to ask, okay, what do you want? What do you need?
You hear it begin responding in Abyssal. Its previous grunts and growls could be interpreted as an animal. But you speaking a certain tongue seems to react to something within it. As it turns back to you and says, "Who do you wish to speak to? I can say something to them. Should you need to send something, I can send it to them. Or say something, I can deliver a message. Only once."
Okay. So,
I
gotta
can...
ask.
Hold on. And he finishes with, "I can go anywhere."
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
Can you deliver something?
Hey, can you get us a pizza?
To who? I need a name.
Oh, man.
You know who to send it to?
No, I gotta think about this.
A random
I gotta
black
think about
fucking,
this.
a random black oozing slug dog that has a message. You know exactly who's the one person.
Well, hold on. Let Percy
the
decide.
Worst choice.
I gotta think about this. Because there's
so many-
two people.
In
something
the meantime,
do.
please roll for another perception check and survival check.
I might be able to.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
Owl's perception check is a success. 15 just makes the second DC.
Let's go!
All right.
But you can deliver. Can you deliver stuff like items?
If it's small enough for me to carry.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can get it to anyone.
Anywhere, anyone. I need a name. And to be fair to the rest of you who are listening to this conversation, unless you speak Abyssal, you literally just hear Tiger speaking, or Percy, speaking somewhat normally, but obviously a different tongue, and then you just hear gibberish from this other creature.
Can
guys
you
having a good
deliver
time?
something to an item?
Huh?
Wait, can you retrieve stuff from people?
No, I go one
Damn it.
way.
Wait, can he
So,
message it back?
to be specific in what he's saying, he can say something or bring something to any one person anywhere, but he cannot come back.
So he cannot bring messages back.
No,
So once
this is
he
a
goes-
one-way ticket.
But it will happen.
Yes,
Okay.
this is what this spell does.
Okay. Uh,
Just deliver one copper piece to the Maverick. No
Wow.
fucking
a single
reason.
copper piece.
A way to skirt around this is if you hand him a letter that's like folded into an envelope, you can put other things other than the letter in the envelope as well. Does that make sense? He just has to be able to carry it in one claw, basically. Because I already know how your brain's going to start thinking. There are ways.
hold that thought for
There
now.
are ways to give him more stuff.
We are gonna hold that thought for now. In the meantime, just hang out again.
Okay.
If I know what you did, I wouldn't have summoned you this early.
There is a mild time limit on him, so he's
I think it's best to choose
he's waiting for you to give him something to deliver or say to someone.
I think it's best you choose now.
Drama! Hold on a sec!
Okay.
Oh no!
Okay.
I just got him.
He,
Oh no!
remember, he has to have a name, not a title.
There is a name.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper it to you.
Okay. I'm waiting.
I probably butchered the name, but you know who it is.
I'll see. Butchered the spelling.
Yeah.
God.
About to start some fucking drama.
Oh! Oh! Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Is that what you're doing?
Yep, I'm gonna
Write a letter out.
Yeah.
So over the course of the
wax
day,
stamp it and everything.
as Buckle flies overhead, and at one point sends you a message that there's some predator-like animals off to the left on the other side of one of these karsts. You begin to make your way to the right side to avoid them. And your day goes by smoothly as you're making your way through pretty clean valleys of beautiful greens and browns and purples and pinks that shouldn't be here in the middle of what should be late fall, early winter. But it's good. So, as night begins to come and the brisk, chill night air of these mountains, of the Irijor Peaks, begins to settle in, you finish your letter. Wax seal, stamped it. And do you hand it to the creature? Percival.
I feel like I should give some evidence,
Okay.
but I don't have any.
You really don't. You're just going to detail it out as best you can, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna let him know who I am
Yeah, okay.
and be like, hey, it's the guy who faked being Matt Matthews that one time.
I forgot about that. Yeah?
Oh my god.
Okay.
There's some fucking drama.
Alright, and then you hand the letter to the creature. The creature turns to you, and in Abyssal, what everyone else hears is just grunting of some foul, inhuman, otherworldly creature. Percival, you hear a clear response. It shall be done. As you see him walk off for a bit, and then slowly begin to sink into the ground. And then eventually, a small black puddle is left as it closes, and boop, gone.
That's gonna start some shit. Start back to the rest of the group and just keep going.
Okay. As night begins, I'm going to roll something else for Eyoh.
Oh, you know what I just realized? Everyone in the fucking party, no one in the party has any idea who that was.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Eyoh does.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, Eyoh does. No, Eyoh does.
Oh, you? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Eyoh does. Leave would probably know of him. To
Yeah.
some extent.
The guilty is charged.
Look away.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Okay. Percival. During your watch, at one point in the middle of the night, a slight ember of a fire, or maybe your spell for lights, keeping the area lit around you. You see on the other side of the camp a shadowy figure leap upward, and you hear panting, heavy breathing. Turning back to you, you see glowing eyes. A slight yellowish red tint to them. And you see them blink a couple times, and focusing in, you know who it is. It's Eyoh. He's jumped up in the middle of the night. As he calms himself, not saying a word to you. You see him and hear him take a deep breath, swallow very loudly, and then lay back down to return to slumber.
keep doing that shit, and I'm gonna tie you down.
Just a bad dream. Alright. Moving on. Your third and final day through the mountains. Can I please get a survival check and a perception check?
Oh my god, excuse me, what? Fuck!
And a 3. Ooh, our first failure. Okay. So, making your way through the last day. Up in the sky, Buckle makes a report just past noon. Nothing to see. Wild animals moving about, but nothing dangerous. There's a couple vines that got in its way that go between some of the smaller karsts, but safe. And then at one point you reach a valley, and you begin to march your way forward, taking point, Corkscrew. And something's wrong. You look down, and your foot is sinking. The ground here is normal. It looks like you see grass, flowers blooming, but your foot is actively sinking into the ground.
Oh. Is it just me?
You begin to pull back. You're in the front. As you begin to pull your foot up, it's not coming. As you move lower and lower.
Okay, well, rope trick. Pull myself up.
You're going to pull yourself up. Please make a strength check. Or, yeah. Strength, athletics, or, yeah, athletics is what it would have to be.
Athletics?
Because you're just trying to pull yourself out.
Open sesame!
Easy enough. With a 20, you're able to pull yourself up as you hear of your foot being pulled out of this weird watery muck that sits underneath what looks to be normal ground. You know of these kinds of things. You've seen it before, but never in forests. It's similar to quicksand, but you're not pulling yourself up, you are now dangling above what is quicksand, basically.
Okay.
Everyone else
let's-
kind of stops and sees where it starts. There is a faint line, but you failed to notice it.
Well, can we just walk around it?
They can. You are currently hovering over it as you continued to walk forward. And when they noticed, they stopped as your foot was sinking.
How far the jump?
It'd be a little difficult to make, but if you miss and land in the muck, you'll be a little deeper than you were when you pulled yourself out.
You want me to just get you out of there, or you want to try and make the jump?
I mean,
It would be an acrobatics check to try to make the jump.
see, the thing is, how are you going to get me out?
Well, I have like 4 ways.
Do they
But I'm
involve
gonna
a
check
spell
something.
slot?
You haven't not encountered combat, and nothing's.
I mean, yeah, but
You
in
know
all
what?
honesty,
Watch this, Percival. I call this the triple backflip saucer dish.
oh, fucking hit it then. That's
Acrobatics for this one because you're swinging out. You're swinging out. Does that make sense? Oh, that's even better. What do you mean?
oh my god!
Jesus
Plus
Christ!
9, Jesus.
Yeah, he's got high decks.
I'm an elf and a ranger.
Yeah,
Of course I do.
of course he has good decks. Anyways,
Broken combo.
you hear him say that. What was it? Triple backflip? What?
Triple backflip salsa dish.
Salsa dish. Okay. As you see Corkscrew, this really lean and lithe elf, swing out from his rope trick, which is about 6 feet up into the air above this quicksand. As he begins to swing back and forth for a little bit, maybe 3 times, and then on the last one, you see him flex his muscles and pull forward as he goes 1, 2, 3, and as he lands, you see him land in the typical like Spider-Man pose, one leg out, one leg crunched, and his hand, as the momentum carries him as he spins on that leg, making a full 360.
Do a bow. The salsa dish. But triple backflip flavored.
Impressive.
Actually, not too bad. Not
you
too
should see
bad.
it on the top of a cathedral. That's when it gets good. That's when I could do the dodecahedron salsa dish.
Is that like just like is that like jumping jack, like star formation? You just start spinning.
That's the one where I shoot 20 different arrows in a dodecahedron fashion while doing a triple backflip and landing in this pose. It's kind of like a what the fuck does Neji do? The fucking
eight trigram 64 palm, but in the air.
64. Yeah, just all around me. It's 20 arrows.
Oh, 64 palm rotation.
Just 20 arrows in a big circle around me as I fly off a fucking.
Yeah.
That's what that one is.
Bruh. Or like, you know, the classic anime thing where they're holding a bunch of kunai and they start spinning and they just go flying everywhere. But there's like,
Yeah, that one.
how'd you get so many kunai? The fuck?
Dude, don't you know they're the entire character of Tintin is
It's just Tintin.
her character sucks because she's like, I'm the weapons girl, but everybody has the
Everything but
miss her.
weapons. Everything but
Yeah.
weapons too. And they beat the shit out of her because what's a weapon gonna do against a fucking meteor from space?
Yeah. Against
Or
some
a
guy who can
different
look at you
plane
and
of
kill you.
existence.
Yeah.
You have a
Anyway.
knife? Alright, I have my eyes.
Anyways. You will need to find a way around this, or you can try a secondary, either find a way around this using your spells and cleverness, or it's a secondary survival check at disadvantage to make it over the mountains around it.
Just looking at it, how big?
You're not quite sure how far it goes. It definitely goes until the end of the bend in front of you between 2 karsts. You're not sure how much further it would go.
We can't just walk around it.
There are mountains and karsts around you. You're in the bottom of a valley.
Oh, I'm in the okay, we're in the
So it's
I
either
can buckle like straight ahead to kind of measure it out.
okay. With his 19 perception check, yeah. It's pretty far To walk it, if it wasn't impeded, it would take you about 20 minutes. Is the rest of this valley. You can change to a different valley, but you'd have to go around one of the karsts and over mountainous terrain, which would slow you down and be another survival check at disadvantage to have no problems whatsoever.
I'm just gonna do something called a pro gamer move,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use the staff,
Okay.
and I'm gonna bring out the one and only,
Gork.
the mighty fucking Gork. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna look to Eyoh and Corkscrew. You two get to ride the big guy, and me and Leaf are gonna take the fast pass.
So what you're saying is you are banking on this quicksand being shallower than fucking Gork.
No, I'm banking on Gork going through that fucking wall and just carving away to the other side.
Wait, what?
Actually, that's even better than what I had. I'm gonna look at Gork and just say, "Hey, can you just fucking punch a hole in the wall?"
In the mountain?
So to be specific, Gork does respond. He's not very smart. Okay. But if you look at what his abilities are, he does have something that does help. So it was a good call to summon him if you want to look at his abilities.
It's the burrow
Mm-hmm.
bead. Just fucking chug along through the mountain. Buddy.
He does not.
Go
He's
around.
read it specifically. He does not disturb the rock elements he goes through. Does that make sense?
Just go through it.
He just goes through it. So he couldn't bring
But he
someone
can-
with him.
Oh.
But if he were to go along the surface, I would say he could leave part of him sticking up and basically be like a conveyor
Hold up.
belt.
Hold up, I want to spend some time looking for the longest stick I can find.
Okay.
Yeah. How deep is this now?
Pretty easy.
Yeah, I want to. Okay, I want it to be as tall or taller than Gork.
As you Gork's pretty fucking tall. It's a pretty
That's why I said
big
spend some time.
it's a pretty
Why
big
are you
log.
trying to get a stick, Gork? Can you go stand in the quicksand and see how deep it is?
Okay, well I was gonna try not risking his fucking.
He's an earth elemental.
As he moves forward, you see this thing begin to slowly sink. It takes a little bit, because as he moves out, he doesn't use his ability at first to just move through the earth. He just does exactly what you say.
Just stands in it.
Yeah, and begins to slowly sink in the quicksand.
I'm gonna reach out for a high five as he like gets like eye level with me.
You see this big giant rock fist move slowly towards yours.
Yeah, you're doing great. Go. Hope you don't
Can you shimmy a little bit, make it go a little quicker?
As he slides down a little faster, and you see this giant rock begin to shake. You can see pebbles falling off of him as eventually he goes down and head bloop, disappears.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fucking
But
deep.
a moment
Stick
later,
your arm
hold
up.
on.
Go. Stick your arm up. See, can you carry us in your hands?
A moment later, you do see one platform of rock raise up.
Oh, we can. He's at the bottom. We just ride on his hands.
There's enough space for maybe one person on one hand
Let's
and
do
one
that.
on another. Yes.
Yes, there you go. That's all we
Okay, there
need.
you go.
We did it.
Eyoh, Corkscrew, there you go.
It will be a little slow, but this is safe for two people.
This will work.
Yeah, you two just hop on and I
What's
can just dimension door me and leave to the other side.
okay? I would say you would need to use at least 2 uses of Dimension Door, unless you go up the mountains and go bloom, 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 bloom. You know what I mean?
Fuck does that mean?
You mean you're gonna have to go?
You go a little bit up the mountain and then just pop, pop, pop. You know, like teleport, like glitch, like almost like glitching a video game and like moving quickly, like Ender Pearl your way across.
I have 3 uses of.
That's what I'm.
Dimension
That's what
Door,
I'm
so-
saying. If you do it from solid ground, you don't risk getting stuck. Well, if you're dimension dooring from stuck, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
You're making this complicated.
I was thinking in my head, if you use it twice and fuck up, like you go bam, bam, not quite far enough, stuck. But if you use it 3 times, yeah, you would make it. I would say 3, you would make it. Easy peasy.
All 3?
Yeah. It's more than 1,000 feet. It's a 20-minute walk.
That is true.
I would say 3 is about enough.
Oh, wait a sec!
What? What?
How tall is Gork?
He's a large creature. You guys are like 6 to 7 feet, most of you. He's like almost 10.
Okay, how tall is Leave?
Leave is like 6'5". No, he's not that tall. Y'all
Shorter
are the tall races. He's like 6 foot.
Okay. So, in large, does that double a creature's height?
Yes.
Yes.
And if Gork were to stretch his hands up, about how tall is that?
15-ish feet.
Okay, that might not work.
Yeah, it leaves a little short for that.
If you tried it on Gork, he would lose concentration.
Yep. If you did it on Gork, you'd lose concentration on Gork, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
No one else knows it. I feel like I have something, but in that same sentence.
You don't.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Let's do the thing and do it well. We've already got it.
Oh, it is a 20-minute walk. Never mind.
Just do the thing.
Because, yeah, I'm just gonna dimension door it.
Okay.
I was gonna try and conserve some 4-level
So?
spell slots, but I can't.
Using your dimension door, as Eyoh, corkscrew, step on the hands of Gork, whose bow tie still fashionably placed underneath the quicksand. They begin to slowly trudge their way through the quicksand, as Gork's speed would be reduced by it, I would say. But he lasts long enough to get you across. As they begin to set out, Leave takes hold of your shoulder. Boom, boom, boom. As you move your way across, you feel that jerk, that pull of teleporting with Dimension Door 3 times until finally your feet land on solid ground on the other side.
I'm down for... What level spell slot?
Yes.
Or 3, not 4.
Making the end of it, the ground a little wet, but not sinking beneath your feet. Eventually, Corkscrew Eyoh, you catch up.
I want to have carved a penis
Okay.
into Gork's hand on the way there.
A word or the image?
Both.
The whole word.
Okay. So, eventually, Gork setting Corkscrew... Gork, gosh. Sets both of you down.
Corkscrew?
Yeah. Yeah. Sets both of you down on the other side as he begins to... As rocks begin to crumble and lose their hold on each other as his form returns to the earth and he himself returns to your house.
Bye, Gork. Well, that
Man, I
was
love that guy.
fucking easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do have other elementals in that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Gork
Has been the most useful.
says...
Leave, I expected you to not say shit. You've never... You know what? You people are weird.
Look,
Well.
the first time we summoned him, it was an accident. and
Look,
now he's...
Look, at least
Go back.
Gork is better than that ugly-ass creature that was here the other day.
Hey.
You're absolutely right. Trevor's
Listen.
fucking sucks, okay? I never want to see him again.
Between all of us,
I gotta
the
ask,
message he
why
sent
is...
is actually very important.
I gotta ask, can we keep Macaulay Culkin over there?
I'm gonna throw him to the top of the map.
I was just laughing
Speaking
about
of-
that.
Hey, Leave.
Yeah.
I have very important information, and I think Eyoh might want to learn this because it's his home continent too.
What's up?
I'm gonna tell him about the dream with Artoria, and then I'm gonna tell him what's in the letter.
Okay. So, to recap for those who don't know, can we act this out also, if you don't mind?
You want me to just like recap the
Flashback.
dream?
Yes.
Well, everyone else is hearing, so I guess it is fair.
From your perspective, because no one was here and they're just now learning about this. So recap it as it would be from your perspective, as though you were telling them in the first place.
So, remember when we were on our way back from Sakura?
Yes.
I think Corkscrew specifically saw me wake up from this, but I said I was gonna talk to our friend the dragon with the dream, and I found out some very important things that we're gonna need to spread the wealth
What
on
by dragon?
whenever we get back. I mean her.
Oh.
It's a lot worse than you think.
Were you able to speak to her?
Yes. However, the one... I'm just gonna go right out and say it. She is probably under something similar that I was. In the sense of not being herself.
Well, she did make a sudden change not long before
That's...
the Civil War broke out and the castle and capital was stormed.
That's because it wasn't her.
Hmm.
Apparently, Emperor Cock and Balls gave her a ring, and now she is trapped in her own body. And long story short, I was told that they're in Old Eastle looking for something.
Man, you guys have a lot of fucking problems, don't you?
Look, man.
You know,
Comes with the lineage.
all we got is like
Dude, they got
fucking
guns.
drug smuggling and assassinations. What the fuck is going on back there?
I was dead for about 50 years. Does that
Excuse
count?
me, you look alive to me.
Yeah, me too. But anywho, she told me they were looking for something in Old Eastle, so I wrote a friend of ours, whom previously, I think Eyoh knows him, Eyoh Vase. Yeah.
I know of him.
God damn.
He's got a 0 intelligence modifier. He's got a 10.
Wow, he really good. He
Dude,
had dinner with the guy.
dude, it's not a combat roll. Leave's fine.
He had leave has had dinner with Eyoh Uveus.
No, I haven't had dinner with him, but I do know of him.
Yeah,
He took quite a liking to Roland, who used to go to the school.
Am I supposed to fucking know who that is?
Roland was the head wizard for Eastle. You didn't have a lot of interaction with him. Ungo did.
In Flawed, I think.
Ungo and Flawed had a good interaction with him, I believe.
Okay.
He was Eyoh Uveus's friend, who was in the bath with him at the bathhouse.
Yep. He was in the public bath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I went off
He was-
myself.
And
He,
Ungo.
yeah, he was the
Doing that bit.
he was the real uppity, happy-go-lucky wizard, upstart, like prodigy genius.
Also questioning some parts of why we were there.
Yeah. So Roland went to the Magic Academy and is a prodigy genius graduate of the academy. I believe that was already mentioned to you.
Might have been. I didn't meet him though, so I don't know that yet. I didn't write it down. Anywho, I wrote him a letter because we had an encounter back whenever we died around the time I'd first woken up. He's also the one that told me to go to Treveon. Or no, he's the one who told me to talk with the librarian who said she knew Claudia
Mm-hmm.
and sent me to
Well-
send your way.
I haven't truly met him in person. I've seen him a couple times, but he seemed a little off, standoffish even.
He's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I got that impression. But he knows his things, and he's well trusted by the king.
Mm. Yeah.
Kings and queens and dragons and...
I'm also kind of hoping he takes me
Fine.
seriously, but I don't see why he wouldn't, considering when he still was attacked, we kind of did that.
He stole this.
Oh,
warrior
I remember that
beat
story. Indeed, you did tell me of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done some wild things since he's resurrected himself, but we'll see.
Resurrected? Like, it just goes on. Fucking stop, doesn't it?
Wait, when who resurrected themselves? Because I did not resurrect myself. I got
Himself.
bitched
Oh,
up by a
man.
dragon.
Well, I believed you were dead, and a lot of us believed you were dead.
Oh yeah.
Yet here you are, younger than me,
The
as
little boys
old as the day when you disappeared.
that he came back.
It's wild.
Have we not told you the story of like how I came to be?
No, you
At
have.
14.
But it's just, you know, fucking weird, man.
It
So,
is.
Try not to think about it.
Oh no, it's hard to not think about it. I'm fucking walking with you lot.
That's fair. But anywho, that's how that ordeal went.
Am I with some very fucking important people right now?
No,
not
not
anymore, at
really.
least.
Both of them answer.
Fucking sounds
No,
like it.
not really. We're the side characters.
To whom?
From the things that I've heard, I'm assuming the dragon is our main protagonist. Our story, at least.
Who's the fucking dragon?
You'll meet her. No, you won't.
I will.
Yeah.
I won't. Who?
Anyways, to pin this conversation up, Eyoh is kind of flippant about it. He seems a little distracted, even. But he understands. And Leave begins to mull over what you've told him about the dream, about the plan, and the Empire's actions in Old Eastle on the farthest east reaches of the continent of Irisa.
And I'm hoping if things go well, it might be able to set me up for the little scheme I've had cooking for a while.
You gonna share this one? Or are you gonna hold it to the chest? Percy.
It's still, you know, 50% there. I don't have all the information I need, and you know how picky I am about that.
Can you tell me at 80?
I'll tell you at 80.
Okay.
Maybe 75. I only need one more piece of information, but it's the biggest one there is, so...
Well,
You should tell me right now.
it's better than the competition back in the old days.
What competition?
When we were in the academy, before they shut it down in Royavim. We were in a competition, and you were very particular about your strategy, and you waited till literally 5 minutes before the match to tell us your strategy on how to win.
Did you win?
Barely.
Did it work?
I think barely. You
But how
almost...
barely.
let's just say Percy may not have had eyebrows.
But did the other people have
I may have broken both of my weapons. And Artoria was fine.
Do I remember this instance?
Make a wisdom
Particular?
saving throw,
I
please.
think I know what you're talking about.
Make a wisdom saving throw,
Is it
please.
that one? Is it that one?
hmm
Well, man.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
It is.
We'll see if you remember.
Let's see, no +5.
Damn.
No!
You have no fucking clue, huh?
No. Make it an advantage. He gave you a lot of specific details. Make it an advantage. Come on.
Make it GM.
Come
How
on.
bad you do.
Come
I'm
on.
doing this in public. Okay. Oh, it's sesame.
No!
No.
No! All right, so
work.
it didn't show, but he rolled an 11 and a 12. It's not quite high enough to have full memory, though.
It's just not that important.
It sounds familiar, but I mean, you were also in a competition recently in Melee, and that was fun. Dangerous, but fun.
Actually, I wasn't in that competition. I was a handler.
Oh yeah, he was not.
Oh!
I was a
It
handler.
was on the sidelines.
You
I
weren't
was a
in the
handler.
fight. You
Yeah.
were.
Because I
we
thought
s-
it was against people, and I was like, oh, that sounds like a bad idea. I don't want to do that.
And then it was against beasts.
And I was like, oh shit, I missed out. Oh well.
And we got our absolute asses fucking clapped. But
Y'all
you know what?
won.
We
You
still
won.
won.
Lucy went down twice.
and I went down once.
She went down twice because she went down, picked her up immediately, and went down the exact same time.
Yeah.
Gobsmacked by a cat.
Yeah. Anyways,
And also the lice.
eventually, successfully getting around the pit, having the conversations while talking and eating dinner. Eventually, you bed down, and on the last night through the mountains, Leave is on watch this night. As Leave sees something and shrugs it off slightly, little worried, as morning comes. And all of you awake, gather your things, and begin the trek of, I will say, the last day before you reach the small port that will lead you across the water and ferry you to the town of Suko.
Then on to so we can take the Suka boat all the way to
All the way up.
right?
It will cut the travel time in half.
Sick, mate.
So
sick.
what? A full boat, not the Goonie, can go 2 hexes in one day.
Meanwhile, the Goonie was one hex a day.
Goonie.
I wish we had a fucking memento.
So you can make it to Shinto in 1, 2, 3, 4,
Five.
5 days rather than 10 or
So
more.
That would be.
And if you wished, you could go to Nakashino or Elentia. It'll take you little less than half a month.
A little less than half a month.
Little less than 15 days.
Alright.
That's
So it's
9
5.
days,
If you
9
want
and a
to,
half
if you want to go to Elentia, it's like
Half a month.
12
Do you
days.
just want, yeah, do you want to say do you just want to say 15 days?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 5, that's 14 days. 2
14.
weeks.
Yeah, we can just say 15,
Half a
just to make it round and even.
2 weeks.
If you wish to go straight to Elentia, it'll be 2 weeks. So you'll be literally halfway to your house coming back. So you'll have some time to do things, and then when you get back, it'll be a little after the reset, and things may pick up from
Wait,
there.
that house is gonna be sitting there with the reset. Let's just hope Gabrielle's not stupid enough to go and.
She cannot. Unless she signs her name, she cannot. And I'm assuming
That's
you
what
did
I'm
not
saying.
tell her that.
That's what I'm saying. Oh
No.
no, she doesn't have the pin. She can't.
Oh,
She
she
didn't
does,
pick it up,
if
or
she
she
can't,
doesn't
yeah,
pick it
she
up.
can have
Keeps the pin
That
on
and
him.
I illicitly moved the book. It's now hidden
elsewhere.
in the main bookshelves.
Only
Yeah.
you know which title it is.
Yep.
Regardless,
I forgot what I fucking wrote, but
regardless,
titled.
moving forward on this last day, you make it near the shore. You begin to hear people shouting and moving about. There is a very small ferry, very small set of docks with maybe 3 or 4 houses built around it, and a somewhat large, maybe fishing boat that has been repurposed to move people and items rather than fish all the time. You can see the island in the distance once you're on the shore. Not a super long ride, just over a small channel to
About
the
an hour long.
yeah, by boat, like in this era, it's about an hour. But noticeable. There's a couple people milling about, a couple people loading up some carts to make their way, assumedly back to Indo, as that is the only road from here. Indo is a very isolated town. You would at least know this, Corkscrew. Indo, as itself, is alone. Sakura is alone, and Indo's alone. Sakura is choosing to be alone and does not contact the outside world. Indo is a place where people are born, raised, and stay. Not a lot of people move there.
Hey, you
But-
should be so lucky we went through the mountains, actually. The road from Indo to here to Suko is filled with lots of bees. Killer bees. To be exact.
Bees? Like
Yeah, they just line the fucking roads, man. They just come after you. It's a tree. You
bees.
should see it sometime.
I guess I'm glad we didn't go that way.
Yeah, no, just bees fucking everywhere, man.
Oh my god.
Oh god, no, not the bees! just leave covered in bee stings as everyone else is completely fine.
It would be. No. Do the bees count?
As
Can he repass the bees? Can he? They have stingers. Can he repass the bees?
if anything, I'd make him count.
Probably parry 'em.
If anything, if Flawed were here, I would make them count as ranged projectiles.
Yep.
So they all target Flawed.
And all you hear is just ding, 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 all across the shield.
Oh, yeah.
Ding, 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 ding,
I don't
yeah.
think you would even need to like. They wouldn't even need to roll to attack. They're so small. I don't think they would do much, huh?
no.
But
The-
they're
just a
annoying.
major annoyance. You're gonna have a couple welts, but you're
You know what
fine.
I thought about?
shield's not
That one
even-
episode of Tom and Jerry where he hides in the lake, right?
Yeah.
And he has the straw like out of the water and the bees just funnel down the bit.
And choke him out.
I just imagine Flawed has the shield on the back, and all you hear the whole trip is just ding, 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 across his back.
Yeah. Anyways, making your way to the ferry. There's a couple fishermen there, and for the sake of brevity and being able to not have people too confused when they come back, and specifically Trey, hopping on the ferry, very small, maybe 5 or 6 people, a lot more boxes and items being moved in and out. There is a oddly large amount of fish that seem to be going from Indo to Suko. But people need to get their food. Magically chilled some of them. Things of that nature. As you hop on the ferry, surrounded by other, it seems, farmers, traders, and even people traveling between the two locations. Is there anything else you would like to do on this last day before boarding the ferry and making your way to Suko?
Is there any some sort of shop?
Not here. That would be more in town. This is literally a small port ferry to get to Suko.
Okay.
There are, I would say, maybe a food shop or a supplies travel shop, as this is the last
Okay.
stop before Indo.
I would like to take it. Take the supply shop. I want to look.
Okay.
I need to. I need to restock.
Going in and looking, this one man who seems to buy from other traders and travelers that pass through. What travel and trade does happen here? Just a small, pot-bellied man, thick black hair, human, as most of the people around here seem to be.
Yeah, what's good, man? The potions, you got them?
Not many. I have a couple of small healing potions. That's about
Anything else? I'll
Not
take them all.
not potions wise. I've got about 3, if you wish.
Yeah, take them all.
50 gold each.
Oh yeah, it's 150 gold. Give me
Oh, thank you.
yeah, give me 150 gold.
Alright, here you go. He takes out the 4 reddish colored potions. Clop, clop, slams them down the table. Takes 150 gold, puts it away. You have 3 minor healing potions. They're small. Not much you can get out here. You probably will find a bit more in the full town of Suko.
Well, he's got them, and I want them. Bought them.
Okay.
You should start selling. Actually,
Mm.
got any smoke on you? Ran out. And please, for the love of God, none of the Dragonborn shit.
I do not enjoy that. I do have just some plain human whiskey tobacco, but it's not much.
That's fine. That's fine. How much you got?
Maybe a few days worth, depending on how hard you are.
2 days.
A few days. Not quite
Yeah,
sure.
take it all, man. Take it all.
Alright. It'd be about 25 gold worth. He's got a fairly big bag. And the price seems a little high, but that's it's kind of what you get being the only shop in town.
Yeah. Especially the fucking.
Yeah. So you got a fairly good bag of human whiskey smoke.
So how much is that?
25 gold on top of that, so that's 175 total for your whole order.
175 uses?
Oh, no. I was thinking gold. I would say you've got about 20 uses.
Okay.
I was like, it's the cheapest of the smokes, but it's also one of the weaker smokes.
Okay.
Don't look at me.
As Treston hits a fat vape and blows it across my room.
Do it while I'm free.
No, you're chilling. You're good. Please don't blow it at my face, though. That's all I ask.
I'm not blowing in your face. It ended up going that way and then clouded out.
Well, is there anything else anyone would like to do? Change spell slots? You just had a last rest before getting here. Move around some items if you wish to have anything to discuss. So if we're planning to get a barge or a boat straight to Elentia, what are your plans when we get there, Corkscrew?
Valentia? You told to me, man.
Yeah, what are your plans?
Oh, well, I've got to check in, got to get paid, and then we've got to get a job, don't we? That's what you wanted. You wanted us to cause a bit of trouble? We just called a bit of trouble. Right?
Right.
What?
And then you, pointing at Eyoh, want to figure out what that is, right? The little dagger thing. And Percival, you wanted to do something?
Did you just fucking call me Casper?
No, Percival.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little strapped for cash. I'd like to make some.
Oh, you'll make some. Don't worry. You might not have any eyebrows, but apparently you're used to that.
I don't know what you're talking about still. This hasn't clicked yet.
Look, it's okay. Look. As I see it too, he's on vacation, isn't you?
One of our opponents was a fairly good pyromaniac. He gave you a real good burn.
Apparently not.
Well, we were able to catch it and heal it before it got too bad.
Okay. Well, if it works, it works. You can't really complain about that, now can you?
No. Your plan did work, but, well, if that is all, I think we can get on the ferry now.
I have my doubts about this, but do you think I can get magic paper in this town? Or should I just piss off enough
You
people?
should wait until you get to Suko. This is not This is a very small port. When I said there were 3 houses, one of them doubles as the store, the only store.
We are in Suko.
No, you are on the ferry to get to Suko.
Oh.
Suko's like a
Is there anything you wish to do before getting on the ferry? And I cut it to wait for Trey.
No.
That was the question. So if there is nothing, as the 4 of you hop on the ferry, surrounded by people of all shapes, colors, and sizes, mostly human though. Not every race. Looking around for a moment. Some of you take a deep breath. Leave looks off into the distance, somewhat vaguely towards home. Eyoh seems a little distracted and seemed to be mulling something over. Continue, Percy.
Can I take this opportunity to ask Leaves questions about our past? Just making small talk.
Sure.
Kind of.
Before you hop on the boat, though. Before the boat takes off and you have this conversation. Corkscrew, please make me a wisdom saving throw.
Copy.
The fuck did you do? Are you huffing paint?
Absolutely.
Probably smoking that.
Not the +3.
God.
Corkscrew.
Dear God.
You feel a pressure on your head. It's odd. You didn't smoke anything. You didn't drink anything too wild. Nothing abnormal.
I always have a flask on me.
And then that pressure takes shape. It's weird. It almost feels like someone's combing their hand across your head. It's strange, otherworldly than you think. You felt this before, and you push it out. You resist whatever was about to happen. As you look around, the boat's taking off. And you look, and even make a perception check. What are you looking for? I figured you were going to say that.
Someone standing looking at me.
Make a perception check for me. With a 10, looking around, someone's watching you. You feel it. You can feel that on the back of your neck. Your hairs stand up. Your ranger hunting assassin instincts are telling you someone is here, watching.
It's not on the boat.
Not on the boat, somewhere on land, and you are looking. But no one's standing out. No one's looking back at you. Someone tried to mess with your mind. You're not sure how. You're not sure what the purpose was or what the effect of that spell would have been. But someone was trying to reach into your head.
I'm going to nudge Percival, but I'm going to keep looking just directly forward.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me when we talk, by the way. Make it look like we're just two strangers having a conversation, okay? Remember when I told you about them gilded assassins that are going to come stab us in the back?
You did mention it.
They've arrived.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of party, I guess. You hear that, cowboy? I'm gonna
Only advice I could give you is if you feel like you've got a headache, act like the biggest, baddest King Kong in the West. Because you don't got a headache.
Wait.
Copy?
Wait, they do mind games?
Act like you don't have a headache and push it out. Best I can give you.
I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because I'm really bad at that.
Oh, your eyes might explode, so don't fucking let it happen.
Oh. Okay. Well, as long as you don't associate with us for now, we might be able to keep a charade going.
No, they know we're together, but I want to make it look like that I don't know that they're here. And you don't know that they're here. Tell your buddies. Suko might be fun.
Fun's not how I want to put it.
Look, we got about an hour, so.
Good luck. And I'm gonna sit down on the boat and just start smoking my little weed.
Okay.
A little tobacco.
All right. And as the boat continues on, Percy, you walk up towards leaving this kind of tense conversation behind to have another one.
Imagine you cut on all of that.
I heard.
Okay. Well, I do still have some questions, because, memory spotty and I haven't really had the chance to ask.
What about?
Let's start with something obvious. Did we ever find out who my real parents were in my past life?
I don't believe so. But, seeing as how you're asking that question, yes. Your parents that I knew were not your real parents.
That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of people tell me hints. Not straightforward. Well, one of them tried. He's tried very hard, actually. But,
Anything else?
Is there notable people I should worry about? That makes sense? Like, if I get to stroll into town one day and some motherfucker's gonna be like, it's him! And the next thing you know, I'm bleeding out in an alleyway.
Most of
No
those
wallet.
people are either dead from the war or I wouldn't know where to find him.
Oh.
A lot of mild enemies still took the king's side when all hell broke loose in the capital. So, take that as you will. Most of your enemies, and ours specifically, tended to not make it to the next day or became allies. So,
I see. And
you were fairly good
said
at being
whenever-
quite thorough.
You said whenever I passed, I had a group with me. Are any of them still kicking?
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure almost your whole regiment came back, except for you.
Sounds like I did my job then.
To a point. They told stories of wild beasts and people who seemed stronger than they should have been, but you heard a voice and a creature stepped out of the way, sentient, and you told them to retreat. A lot of them protested, but they did. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Hey, yo, winning looks good on you.
Winning does not look good on me, bro. What you mean?
Winning looks good on you, man.
Listen, I can't.
Hey,
it's
shut the fuck
completely
up!
Possible.
Shut up! And winning looks good on you.
For real.
Hey God, me again?
Hey.
Damn.
Quiet, man. You've got
What
a
the
plus
fuck
3.
is wrong with my wisdom
Oh
saves?
my gosh,
12.
dude. 12. It's not quite enough for this one. Each one's slightly different on the DC.
It's always fucking like 12
That's
or
so
13.
dumb.
It's
For
always
real.
like 12
I know.
or
I-
13.
some
I
some
can't
of them
roll over a 10
some
on
of
a
them
D20.
some of them are lower, but that one's
lower
fairly
just to see what-
fairly important.
No, I don't want to roll the next one because
Not
that's,
this one.
then it's gonna waste the night. It's gonna be stupid if I roll it.
It's
So I'm
gonna,
not
it's
gonna do it.
It's gonna waste
Well,
that one. Do it. Roll.
To that
No,
point.
it's not.
To that point, before you continue. Regardless, we talked about it a little back earlier. When you described your dream that you shared with her, you said she was injured, or at least weak. I've never seen her like that. So it's slightly hard for me to believe, but I think I'm about to the point where I truly believe you are the Percy I knew. You're different.
I wouldn't.
Well, seeing as that spell you released under the water, underneath in the city, that's one I remember. You and Artoria used that one a number of times. One sticks out, but
Well, I can't exactly use it again anytime soon, so.
well, it wasn't something we used lightly.
Yeah. I can tell. At this rate, I'm having a hard time believing who I am. To be entirely honest, because I can't remember fucking dick.
Well, as he puts a hand on your shoulder and almost like clapping your back like an old friend would. Let's hope you get it back. Piece by piece, day at a time.
Knowing our luck, it's gonna hit me like a truck.
Well, at least we were able to do what we needed to in the past. And if what you say is true about what's happening with Artoria, I'm with you to help her.
Glad. Because that 50% of a plan I have is specifically for her. And I'm going to give that shit-eating smile. And that's how I'm going to end that conversation.
All right. And with that, that's where we're going to end it for tonight, as the rest of the hour trip over the water to Suko finishes up. And then beyond that, that's where we'll pick up next time. Next time, we will be having an early portion with Flawed's character, Flawed, and what's going on with him and Royavim. So, I would prefer, if the rest of the party would like to watch, you two can. We'll have our session a little later than that for the rest of you. So, what's the intelligence save? What are you trying? Tiger?
I'm seeing what I can max out at. I rolled a
rolled a
fucking 12.
It's not bad.
What's an intel save?
It's got a +8! Yeah!
That's not bad.
I literally haven't succeeded a single wisdom save to remember anything. It's kind of
No, you succeeded 2, right?
He succeeded
Two.
1.
2 out of like 1.
Just roll 1
40.
more. Roll the
Like,
wisdom
yeah.
save.
I'm not gonna do that because that's gonna be the one that counts. Okay.
Roll it,
That's gonna
damn
be
it.
the one that
Tiger?
keeps me from popping my eyes out.
Tiger, as you take a nap on the boat, roll me a wisdom save.
Oh great!
Yes!
You're gonna pop out.
18! Okay. I need you to roll me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll me a d8, please.
Bullshit.
Tiger. Give me a moment.
This is.
Oh man.
Damn
Oh
it,
man.
go!
Oh man.
boys.
Let's go.
Hold on.
Roll 20 hates me. That's it.
Because you hated it first.
No, I didn't. I gave this respect.
Your eyes are
Give it
about
a
to
kiss.
fucking
You have
pop
to give
out
it
of
a
your-
My
kiss.
eyes are about to pop.
Are you at Michael's?
Kiss your monitor right now and tell Roll20 you're sorry.
Tiger, are you
No.
at Michael's? right
Percy.
now?
Yes.
No.
No, he's at home.
Okay.
So, Percy, the very last thing before we end the stream, as Percy takes his nap, resting, vaguely near leave, slumped over, rocking with the waves, you see flashes of a memory. A panicked woman runs in and begins to explain something to you. It's muffled, but it's there. And a moment later, you're looking out into the distance in some valley. And off to the distance with your intelligence and the position of the sun, somewhere from the south, you see movement. Hundreds, maybe thousands of soldiers. But there shouldn't be that many. Not from that direction. Something's wrong. And your fort. You begin to give orders, taking command as you should. The highest ranking officer in the location. It was supposed to be your fucking day off. And then you see flashes of combat, bits and pieces, a blast of magical energy. Familiar. And a moment later you blink in the ashes of the battlefield. Bloody, bruised. Beside you, 2 friends. One with a sword, one with a spear. A lance, to be specific. And then you blink again, and you're standing in front of a man who's seems like royalty. You can't place his name. His face is kind of but fuzzy. It's odd. As he
Similar to their
clips something
one that I saw.
similar, but not the familial face. Someone separate. Royalty, strong, leader. He's the most powerful person in this room, but the faces are blurred from everybody, except for the one beside you. Younger. That's obviously Leave. The one to your left, still blurred. Female. Strong. As this man begins to walk up to Leave and hands him a purple sash. No, a red sash that goes from top of the right shoulder to the left of the waist. And then walks up to you and ties an armband to you. Claps you on the shoulder, saying something congratulatory, but you're not sure the words. And then goes to Artoria and hands her a sash. You know the name. You see the person. You can't recognize their face. As each of you has a separate piece of cloth. Similar, yet different for each of you. And then you hit a wave and you shake awake. As that memory sticks with you. Fuzzy, but there. And with that, that's how we're going to end the stream. Goodbye, everybody who is watching. I believe we're down a couple viewers, but that's fine.
Now.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Have a great
Fuck
night,
chat.
and fuck chat.
Fuck you, Michael.